Hello, my name's Jarrett Neville. I've been a member of Grace Baptist Church for a little over a year now, and it's been great being here. I've grown a lot. The Lord led me here. I was going to the big Baptist church in New Orleans, but before that I wasn't going to any church. I got saved when I was 11. My mom led me to the Lord. And I grew up with a lot of opportunities, and pretty much, didn't take advantage of the opportunities. And not only that, but squandered a lot of the opportunity that God gave me, a lot of the blessing that I was born into, and decided to take my own path and go my own way. And went on that path until it wouldn't take me any further. It ran into a lot of dead ends, but I would find another way, another direction of my own choosing, and follow that path, and that led me to a lot of really dark places in my life, and a lot of sin and pain and suffering, separation from God. I grew up going to churches, but they weren't independent, fundamental Baptist, King James only churches. It's a real positive only message, not a lot of hard preaching against sin. And so I'm living life according to my own standards, what I think is good and right, and not even really that, just doing what I wanted to do, and hoping that would bring me happiness and satisfaction and peace and joy, and it wasn't. So I was pretty much at the end of my road. This was about 3 years ago, and I was just on the internet looking at videos, and I found some sermons that had some real hard preaching from an independent Baptist preacher. And I'd never heard anything like that before in my life, and it really made sin exceeding sinful in my own mind for the first time. And it showed me from God's Word how He felt about my sin, and it also showed me from God's Word why my life was the way it was. Because I knew I was saved. I knew that I had received Christ. I knew that I would go to heaven when I died, and it was through my faith alone. But I didn't know about God's chastening hand upon a believer, upon a son of God. And looking at my life, I could see how God was chastening me and trying to guide me in the right direction the whole time. And because you can look around at your unsaved friends, and they're kind of walking the same path as me, because I'm in the world, but they're not having the same kind of problems that I was having. So after hearing this preaching, I really started to get into the Word, started to learn a lot from the Bible for the first time, realized that I needed to be in church, got into a church, and it was really amazing. When I went to the big Baptist church in New Orleans, I prayed a prayer to God. I said, God, give me something to do, because there was really nothing left of my life. I didn't have friends. It was just me alone, just trying to rebuild from where I was at. And I said, God, give me something to do. And it was the next day, the worship leader, the music leader at the big Baptist church called me and said, hey, do you want to come play in the music program? And it was just an amazing answer to prayer. I knew right away God was saying, well, here's something for you to do, And it was just temporary. It was just a building block to get me, I think, where God wants me to be. And I'm still building, line upon line, precept upon precept. God was bringing me out of the path I was on and changing my direction and leading me into a life that would glorify Him. And He changed my life in a lot of ways, but the main thing that I have now that I didn't have before is a reason to wake up every day and to share the gospel of Jesus Christ and to teach others what I've learned, to continue to learn and to share Christ with others. I didn't have that before. Before I knew about going out and soul winning and preaching the gospel and teaching the kids and living a life that is focused on others. It was all focused on myself, and there's really no joy in that. But I have the joy now of knowing that my life is important to God and that He can use me to do great works if I will follow Him and submit myself to His will. And I've seen it happen. It's happening now in my life.